What's up, guys? Nathan Hadley here with Professor Bruno Fussato. We're going to go over some outside leg attack counters. The principle is going to be the same whether my foot positioning is single leg X, maybe I have double outside position where my feet are on the hip, but the principle is going to be the same. Okay, so let's start in the most simple position, which is the single leg X. So if we start in single leg X and my partner is attacking my feet, right, there are degrees of danger here. The first degree is maybe they don't have a grip on the heel yet and they're just getting pressure and they're about to dig the heel, right? The second degree of danger is maybe they have a fully locked in heel and I'm in danger of, like, if I don't do something, I'm gonna tap, right? So let's go with the first degree here, where it's just the pressure and the control, okay? The first thing I wanna do anytime you have a leg entanglement, whether it's an inside heel hook control from 50-50, backside 50-50, inside Senkaku, outside Senkaku, that's all the same. The basic principle here is the person's pinning my hip to the mat, okay? And it's the same, even if we stand up, he's still kind of pinning me, but there's this clamp on my hip, right? First thing we wanna do is always we wanna relieve the pressure so that my hips become mobile. Professor has his feet on my hips, and now you can see anytime I go anywhere, he follows me. So I have to create that separation first before I can start to even worry about clearing my knee, right? So one of the most simple ones that we can do here is I'm gonna clear this foot off my hip, and I'm just gonna sit on it, honestly. So a lot of times the person maybe is a little bit flexible, so just pushing here is not that good. What I like to do first is set it up by raising my left hip and lowering my right hip, and now I can replace it here. So now I've created like a little bit of a ramp with my hip, and now I can scoot to the inside, and then I go to the outside. So boom, boom, here, okay? From here, like a real basic escape is we just keep circling, maybe we grip fight a little bit and we eject. What I like to do personally is this is a really good opportunity to come up to the top position. Anytime someone's attacking your legs, you can either take the back, great opportunity to re-attack them, sweep. The person's preoccupied on my leg, so I'm gonna capitalize on that, right? So once I get here, the person's, a lot of times, they'll keep attacking your foot. Sometimes they even pass this leg over on top. Not the end of the world. It's actually a little bit better for me if they do this, and I'll explain why in a sec. But what I like to do is first, I stay seated on the foot because I know exactly where his foot is. If I clear his foot, he can possibly advance the position, make it worse for me. So if I sit on it, I know exactly where it is. From here, I like to go here, heel behind the hamstring, and as I do that, I'm gonna point my toes. Can you rotate just a little bit? So I'm gonna point my toes here so that my foot is free to rotate inside my partner's hand, or inside my partner's elbow. When I go here, I'm gonna scoot to the outside, and I keep twisting as I push, and I pull, and now we can come up and wrestle the top position if you want. So one more time, right here, in single leg X. My partner's got a hip clamp. I need to mobilize my hips before I start to escape. Okay? I can pick the outside grip, or I can go cross grip if the person's real strong, but you want to raise one hip, raise the non-trapped hip, lower the trapped hip so we have a little bit of a ramp, and I can slide him off. So I go here, go boom, and now I come on top. Okay? Once I'm seated on here, I can let go of the foot, and I can start to get my hands on the mat to mobilize myself and start cutting the outside angle. As I do that, I point my toes and I actually put my foot a little bit deeper and I extend my leg here, okay? Resist the urge to try to pull, because sometimes you can actually slip your foot into the grip, but if I straighten my leg out, I can rotate my hips even more than I could if it's bent. So I wanna go here, go a little bit deeper, extend, twist, and now I push, and as I push, I pull my trapped leg. So I'm gonna push, bring his, my goal is I'm gonna bring his knees to his face if I could. Most of the time you're not gonna get that far, but if I could, that's what I'm aiming for, where I can just go push it all the way up. I clear my leg. Once my foot's there, I immediately wrestle up to the top position and I make sure they, I capitalize on their attack on my leg. So one more time, just a little bit faster. So here, I'm trapped. I gotta clear this off my head. Here. Take your time for a second. Don't rush and get off the foot. Hands go to the mat. I straighten out, I twist, I push, I pull, and now I can wrestle to the top position or just eject if you want. Okay.
With the grip now?
Yeah. So now this is even worse. The person's got the grip on my heel, right? If I just try to do the escape that I did, where my heel is trapped, there's a potential that I actually put more pressure on my knee, right? Why? Because the braking pressure that Professor Bruno has here is he's gonna bridge to the outside and pull my foot back. So you can see here, if I go with him, then I'm actually giving him a little bit extra pressure. So rather what I need to do is I need to start untying this knot, right? If I could and get this down, cool. But a lot of times when the person's got this grip, this bite is extra strong by the time they establish the grip. So if I can, I want to create some sort of separation here. And Professor likes to go here and hug sometimes and open that up and then push. That's great. If I can extend my leg here and start to slip my heel, that works great too, and push, pull. I can start to work that. Or we can lift and separate. So we can, the general idea is, there's no like right or wrong answer here. What I'm looking to do is I gotta just end of the day, mobilize my hips and get my knee free to rotate. If my hip is pinned, all the pressure goes into my hip as soon as all the pressure goes into my knee as soon as he hips in. If my hip is free to rotate, the pressure bleeds into my hip and I can actually turn a little bit and relieve a little bit of pressure, right? So I gotta mobilize my hips. I can open this up and push this down, and now I come back. But what I wanna resist there is I don't wanna just pull it out. See, now my foot is stuck. I wanna go deeper into it. Again, it's very similar to the last one we did. I point my toes, and if I can, I even wanna try to slip it to the inside. That would be preferable. Sometimes you can't always get that, but the fact that I've unpinned my hip means I can keep cutting the angle here. What I want to avoid is my partner's legs coming on top. So if he does come on top like this, I'm just going to kick the back of that hamstring there and pull out. But resist the panic, the urge to just rip your leg out and try to turn. A lot of times, most of the injuries come with heel hooks. When the person goes here, they panic and they go, and then you turn and their knee goes pop. But as long as we're like methodical, we understand, okay, I got to free my hip. Okay, I bought myself some time. Now my knee is free to rotate and I can keep cutting the angle. I'm going to inch more and more, right? So if he's got the grip, I'm gonna pull up and push down. And I stay heavy here as I scoot on top and I'm extending my leg. If you prefer to slip the heel, if that's there, then cool, easy peasy, I'm out, right? But if I can't slip the heel, I gotta scoot to the outside like a clock. And as I scoot to the outside, it's not enough just to scoot. I also need to rotate my hips here. So you can see I'm raising one hip and lowering the other, right? Why? Because if I go here and Professor applies the braking pressure here, he's just turning my knee, right? If I stay flat and he applies the braking pressure here, it still goes into the side of my knee and I'm gonna tap, okay? So as I go here, I circle, circle, circle. Be mindful of any other hip pins, maybe the foot comes on top. Anytime they go to repin the hip, kick,